Top story, Israel's Navy has struck a Hamas surface-to-air missile launch post in the Khan Yunis areas. Visual now show a precise strike in a building the IDF claims is next to a mosque and a kindergarten. Those are the visuals that you're seeing on your screens of the moment the missile took out that surface-to-air launcher on the spot. Further confirmation, the IDF insists that the placement of these missile sites is being deliberately done in order to provide human shields by putting it next to a kindergarten school as well as a mosque. Let's quickly open up this conversation to get a perspective. In joining us now on the broadcast is Wing Commander Jha. Group Captain Jha is on the broadcast with us. And let me also take an opportunity to also bring in my colleague Ajay Jandial. Let me start with you, Group Captain. Now, we've been tracking developments and we know that a ground invasion is still likely, with overnight raids into Gaza from the Israeli Defense Forces have already happened. What do you make now of the fact that the Israel's aim is to remove Hamas? But how do you do it, sir, if they are so intertwined with the civilian population?
Very pertinent question you have asked. The answer of which is fairly difficult, and today itself I have published an article called Gaza of Jihadists, Sympathizers and Innocent Palestinians. And in this article I have just tried to calculate actually that how many of the innocent Palestinians are living in Gaza, and surprisingly just about 30-35% of the people can be considered as innocent Palestinians. Remaining others are either the jihadists or their political wing or their family. And Rishabh, in Islam authorizes, first of all, the Hamas wing. When it was formed, of course, most of the cadre came from Iran. They have got their backing there in Iran. But in the subsequent months and years, slowly, what happened that the local Palestinians, they got recruited into it, and as on today, almost about 60% of Hamas cadre are the Palestinians. Only 40% are the Iranians and some others. Of this 100% of the Hamas, most of them, almost about 95% them, they have got the arrangements of marriage. Either it is, the nikah-e-muttar. Nikah-e-muttar is the one wherein the person, that jihadist, they pay some amount to a woman or a girl of the locals, and they have the living relationship with her for time that can be extended subsequently. Okay. So most of those jihadists, Hamas fighters, as well as the political wing, they have got their family, and that family is living with them in those buildings which are over the opening of those tunnel system. Most of the tunnel opening is either over a multi-story building or over a mosque or kindergarten or you can name anything. Even the hospitals have not been spared from being the shield for the jihadists.
Okay, so it's been done very strategically because this is exactly what they want. You'll end up doing a missile strike, they'll say a hospital has been destroyed.
Yes.
Okay. You'll do a missile strike, they'll say a church has been destroyed. Then they'll say you destroyed a school, then they'll say you destroyed a mosque. Okay. So now you're trapped. We know that a ground invasion into a highly dense city area is an extremely complex operation. Group Captain UK Devnath also on the broadcast with us. Group Captain Devnath, it's very difficult. It's not an easy operation what's going to happen, and that is of course because the Hamas operators are not letting those who want to withdraw. There is still a civilian population out there. The Israeli operation on the ground really hasn't begun. The operation from the air, whether it's drones, whether it's aircraft strikes, is highly complex because of the crowded nature of the localities. What's the end game here? What can be the tactical war aims right now?
Oh yes, very difficult proposition for IDF. Israel Defense Forces, especially Israel Air Force, has got a very difficult fight ahead of it. As rightly brought out by Group Captain Jha, the Hamas attackers, the Hamas militants, they are hiding within civilian population. That too between hospitals, mosques, places of worships, and now we hear about kindergartens. So for any professional air force like Israel Air Force, it becomes an extremely difficult role to play in that war. But good thing is that Israeli Air Force is taking all the possibles which can be practically taken to ensure that collateral damage is minimum. To start with, every target is attacked only when it is reconfirmed at least 4 times that yes, that particular building really has a military presence of Hamas militants. Secondly, any target is attacked only with very high precision weapons, which are either GPS guided weapons or laser guided weapons, so that only that particular building is destroyed or damaged, and no harm is caused to nearby buildings. Israel Air Force also is professionally qualified, very qualified, and they follow an moral ethics which is dictated, enshrined in various parts of Geneva Convention. That is that under no circumstances, if they come to know, if Israel Air Force comes to know that in a particular building there are old people, women, children, then that particular building will not be attacked till the time it is ensured that there is no women, children, or old person in that building. They have done it again and again in last 15 days. It remains to be seen what will be the way ahead. Way ahead is only one. That is international community, United Nations, especially those democratic Western countries like America, France, and Britain have to convince through Qatar and through Egypt that Hamas should stop or at least reduce indiscriminate firing of rockets at Israeli targets. Once Qatar or Egypt can influence this much on Hamas, then automatically Israeli Air Force will also cut down on number of bombing raids on Gaza. So it has progressively reduced level of indiscriminate firing from each side.
Yeah, but that maybe solves the problem. Does it solve the problem? And of course, from the Israeli point of view, it doesn't, because then you're waiting until the next raid happens, and you're allowing them to rearm, resupply, rebuild all these missile posts. It's a very difficult one.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.